In Wrath of Man 2, Jason Statham returns as the Ghost, a man haunted by his past and pulled back into a deadly game of vengeance. When a long-lost enemy resurfaces with a dark plot to destroy everything he holds dear, the Ghost must navigate a world of betrayal, high-stakes action, and shocking twists. With trust broken and alliances shattered, he must face his demons and the brutal truth that the fight for justice is far more dangerous than he ever imagined. In Wrath of Man 2, Jason Statham's character, known only as the Ghost, has lived in the shadows for years, far from the brutal world he once thrived in. After the events of the first film, he thought he had earned his peace. He found solace in a remote, quiet life, far removed from the bloody confrontations and life-or-death decisions that once ruled his every move. However, peace was never meant for someone like him, a man whose past is a constant reminder of the violence he left behind. It begins one rainy evening. The Ghost is sitting in a dimly lit bar, nursing a drink, when a figure approaches him. The man speaks in a low, urgent voice, offering a warning. Someone from his past is hunting him. The Ghost brushes it off, but the unease in his gut tells him that this time, it's different. Before he can act, the man disappears into the night, leaving a cryptic message that the Ghost can't shake. The threat isn't just about him anymore. It's about everyone he cares for. The next day, the first signs of trouble emerge. An explosion rips through a nearby building, a message to the Ghost. A new player has entered the game, and they know exactly who he is. As he begins investigating, it quickly becomes clear this isn't just some random attack. Someone has been pulling strings behind the scenes. Someone who knows his every move, every weakness. The Ghost search leads him to a former ally, a man he once trusted. But when he confronts him, the betrayal is exposed in the most brutal way. The ally was never truly loyal. He was part of a much larger network of criminals, working for an enigmatic figure who has now returned to finish what they started. The Ghost fights back, but in the process, he learns that this new enemy is far more organized, far more dangerous than anyone he's ever faced before. They have resources, influence, and a plan that goes beyond personal revenge. The Ghost realizes he is no longer fighting just for his life, but for something much bigger. As he digs deeper into the conspiracy, the Ghost uncovers a shocking truth. The mastermind behind this entire operation is someone from his past, a face he thought was long gone. This individual, a former associate who once shared the same deadly goals, has now risen from the ashes, more powerful than ever. Their goal? To destabilize entire nations, to build an army that will rise up against global powers, and to claim control of everything in their path. The Ghost's old world of mercenaries, criminals, and rogue operatives has evolved into something far more sinister. Now, his need for vengeance is no longer personal, it's survival. With no one left to trust, the Ghost assembles a team of his own. One of his most unlikely allies is a rogue assassin, a woman who once worked for the enemy. She has her own motives, but the common thread between them is clear. If they don't stop this new threat, there will be no future. Together, they infiltrate enemy territory, risking their lives at every turn to uncover what lies at the heart of this vast criminal empire. The closer they get, the more dangerous the game becomes. There are no rules, no honor, and no second chances. Infiltrating the enemy's high-tech compound is the most dangerous mission the Ghost has ever faced. The fortress is surrounded by armed guards, security systems, and countless traps designed to eliminate any intruders. But the Ghost has always been a master of survival, and he knows how to move in the shadows. As he and his allies sneak deeper into the heart of the compound, they discover something even more disturbing. The mastermind's plans go beyond simple power. This is a carefully calculated war, a manipulation of world events to create chaos that will allow their forces to rise and take control of governments. The Ghost realizes that this isn't just about personal revenge anymore. The stakes are global. The Ghost's confrontation with the mastermind is a brutal one, filled with explosive action and unpredictable twists. In a tense standoff, the Ghost discovers that his greatest enemy isn't just the figure pulling the strings, it's the very system he used to work for. The system that taught him how to kill without remorse. The man he once was, the Ghost he's tried to leave behind, is the one they've been hunting all along. The final battle is a fight not just for survival, but for redemption. As the dust settles and the enemies are defeated, the Ghost is left standing alone in a world that has changed forever. As the credits roll, the Ghost's future remains uncertain. The fight may be over, but the consequences of his past decisions will haunt him forever. The battle for justice may have been won, but the price of that victory is something the ghost will have to live with for the rest of his life. The shadows may have cleared for now, but the ghost knows that peace is only temporary. There will always be another fight, another enemy waiting to rise from the ashes of the past. In the end, Wrath of Man 2 is a story about survival, loyalty, and the consequences of a life lived in the shadows. And it's a tale of redemption of a man who must confront the very demons he tried to bury. The ghost may have been born out of violence, but in the end, it is the choices he makes that will define who he truly is. And while he may never escape the wrath of his past, he will continue to fight for himself, for those he loves, and for a future that no one else can destroy.